beats are the purest. Prove it.
Welcome in, everybody, to Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 11. It is week number 1 as we start one of the first games of the season. We're going to first look at the Spurt Syndromers and the Super Saiyans today. My name is Nave, joined alongside Mistletoe on the cast. Mistletoe, how do you feel about these two teams?
I think the Super Saiyans are really solid. The Syndromers, I don't want to say they're bad, but I feel like the Super Saiyans are pretty. I don't know. They have potential, but I feel like the Syndromers. I'm not sure about their team so far.
You'd give them the edge, you would say. I don't. Were you one of the people that did one of the pre-season pick'ems? Did you do that at all, or like the week 1 pick'ems? I should say you didn't. I think in my pick'ems, I believe I chose the Super Saiyans to win this game. And I think they're a really solid team. Pokemon Guy, of course, the captain that just won the league in Season 10. So you got to give him a lot of respect for that. You know, and then the other side you have Rebel, who is coming in. This is his first time captaining. So sometimes first time captains maybe don't have that draft down perfectly to get the exact team they wanted. I think it's a really interesting team. I'd expect to see Rebel actually play a lot of DPS today, which is different than what we've only seen support from him in the past seasons. But him on DPS is expected to be the main comp for the Syndromers, which I'm kind of excited about.
I like that. I agree. I think, or on the side of the, yeah, I have not seen the Rebel DPS, but I mean, statistically, good enough support players are mechanically good enough to just swap the DPS sometimes.
Yeah. As we look at the first map here, with Shambali Monastery selected by the Super Saiyans, they had first map pick due to TC being the lower SR captain. The Spurt Syndromers choose to ban out the Mauga, and the Saiyans ban Mei in response.
As Drona very elegantly pointed out to us in lobby, one of his 3 allowed heroes has been banned. Oh, showing up the ringer, shouldn't we?
Yes. I'm not sure what heroes he's allowed to play. There is going to be a ringer today. We have Dronafried ringing for Dr. Jargo. Not too much of a surprise. Not too crazy of a ringer, right? Dronafried. Another, Masters. DPS player that we've seen throughout the league. The hero pool is maybe a little different. Dronafried, has played a lot more of Tracer, you would say, or when I think of Dr. Jargo, I do think of Genji, but I also think of Hitscan a lot. I definitely think that there's definitely a lot of Hitscan from him, and Dronafried, we haven't seen a lot of his Hitscan in the past, so I'm excited to see that today.
We should be going in soon.
Yes, we should be hopefully going in soon. Yeah, prods are whenever. Just let them know.
Right.
as we are going to get into lobby here. Map number 1 between the Super Saiyans and the Spurt Syndromers. So we start out the sorry, these teams are wrong. Let me just fix this real quick. We are going to start out with the Super Saiyans are on the left there. Let me just fix that. There we go. All right. So we're starting out with the Super Saiyans on this defense here. They're going to go with the Sigma look here.
Interesting. Traditionally, I mean, I think the Ramatra and the Sigma will be a little bit hard, but it is definitely doable. It'll be mirroring the Reaper on both sides with the same backline, and I guess Soj Freya is different, but two very good hit scans.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna see Carson rolling out on actually the Ramatra. It seems last season we saw mostly the Sigma as well as the Diva from him, but he's gonna start with the Ramatra here on attack. We'll see if he chooses to swap over to that Sigma. Maybe take the mirror with Altair here. Wow. Pushing high ground, Carson going in with this form. Rock not connecting there for Altair. Foliage gonna TP into the back line. Rebel has to be a little careful. Should be able to survive this one, though. I say that, but Lore actually gets the first pick on the side. The shots, Lore on their signature Freya. So much of a problem in past seasons, and already starting off the map well here with the first pick.
Ramatra is eating up the back line. He's not really just pressuring out, but unfortunately not enough pressure to let their teammates live, and it's...
Yeah, I mean, Laura's just killing everybody right now. 3k for this. Freya already has Bola. It's been a minute. Maybe get another one here. Vertified just gonna be able to survive here. But this Bola already when they walk up could be quite a problem.
Will Bola a small but mighty ult. It's fast and in the right scenario can do a lot of damage. Just about now, both ones are caught in the Bola.
Coming out. Suzu's there though. Wave as well from Corgi, gonna be able to keep everyone alive, and Carson with Ravenous Vortex followed up by Rebel getting his first kill on DPS here over onto Foliage, and that's the breakthrough. Doesn't even matter that they walk into that Bola. The Suzu's good enough, and they're able to win this fight, get this cart moving.
Something you have to think about if you're the Syndromers though, is that Bola is not exactly a slow ult. That Bola will be back within less than a minute.
Yeah, I mean, he's already up to 40%. He just used it. Still ult on the bank here for both sides. Kitsune rush out first from Keegsmon Swag. Greg is going to mirror that one, but Altair just going to get taken down so quickly. Punches coming out from Carson, just doing the work. Corgi going to be able to use that bubble just to make sure that this Ramatra stays alive. The rest of the kills come through with the help of Drona Fried, finding a cheeky little 2k. And that should be the first point cap here for the Syndromers.
Well, use both for the Kitsune rushes, but then still on the side of the Super Saiyans.
Yeah, it's nice that the Syndromers didn't like overspend in that fight though, right? They have 3. I mean, as Rebel's gonna come up on this this overclock relatively soon, so you know, Lore, like you said, already has that Bola back up once more. Maybe looking for some more with this one. Rock blocked there by the shield of Carson, and they're just kind of keeping this bot moving, you know? The Super Saiyans choosing to take this fight a little bit slower. Foliage does TP in. Bola in the back line, doesn't hit anything. Carson now going with the Annihilation. Doesn't get to find much though. The rock is good enough from Altair to just set that one down. And kills in the back line. Laura found the one. And Super Saiyan's gonna get the pull here.
They will. Something I do not personally see very often is Sigma Rock being blocked by a Ramatra shield. That is something. I think an early fight it looks like. entire Cinemers are now on the right side. We should clear this Reaper.
Yeah, Foley is just hiding up here in the back line, looking maybe for a sneaky Blossom, but it's an overclock burst here from Rebel. The Suzu is perfect, but not quite enough to keep Rebel alive. Pokemon Guy does get traded, but Foley just still alive in the back line, causing all sorts of problems. The Flux there from Altair was just perfectly timed, just to follow up with the Bubble and the Blossom combo. And it's another quick fight for the Simjummers. Only 2 minutes left on the clock for them.
It costs Blossom, Bubble, and Flux, but it's on the side of the Sinjamers. There's still stuff to do. They still they're on Blossom, Bubble, and Rush, ready to go.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to go with first here. Maybe it's this Kitsune Rush around the corner. Perhaps Droneify is looking for a sneaky ultimate. Slow is good onto both members of the backline. Kitsune rushes from both teams here. Now Bola goes wide. Does get Suzu though. Another rock onto Droneify, but not before he killed Greg with that Death Blossom. And Foliage is just all alone here on point. Does have the Wraith to get out. And Kingswag, meanwhile, is on this flank dueling. Bubble now onto Carson. Does catch Altair. And it's a 2K for the Ramatra. Should be enough to get them over the line here and cap out second.
Big shout out to Carson not using the ultimate there, recognizing only the form was needed. And just third point is now been engaged.
Yeah, like you said, saving that Annihilation, should be able to use it for a quick fight here, and not really any ults online for the Super Saiyans. Altair is closest to 80% to this Flux, but Droneify gets caught out. Nice Kiriko Kunai headshot there from Greg. Just going to shut down this push, and that's huge, actually. It's just going to allow the Super Saiyans to slow this pace down, and they're going to be able to build these ults. Before, you know, Carson maybe had a chance to go quickly, and there would be no ults in response, but now Altair or Lore, they got ults already up. Pokemon Guy only 30% away from his bubble as well. So this opportunity for the Spurt Syndrome is kind of passed. Carson going in super aggressive, does dodge the rock, but the Flux, I don't know if it quite hit anyone. Did hit onto the Reaper, but the Wraith form for Droneify is going to be able to keep him alive. Carson's so low on the cart. The Annihilation finally ends, but is still pretty healthy. Has the Nemesis form. Sorry, keep walking with this. Corgi does get taken out. I think the Bola was there from Lore, and so after all of that, the Super Saiyan should be able to hold. They're going to keep Foliage alive. It's a nice shield. Considering from Kingswag though, they want to keep this one going. It does get countered, as well as the bubble out from Pokemon Guy. Did stun onto Carson. Rebel falls. That's a nice rocket from Altair as well. So it was expensive there for both teams, but with only a minute left on the clock. It's kind of last fight territory here for the Syndromers.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and a nice early pick there. Onto the Wu-Yang. I can't have that happen.
Wu-Yang should be back. Be able to back before the fight fully engages, but that means they have to take a slow fight, and they just remove the fight from the entire game.
Altair, by the way, already has his ult again. He's built this in like one fight. That's actually insane from the Sigma. So that's going to be a huge difference here. Carson probably just going to get fluxed immediately. It's actually going to be Rebel, goes for the overclock, just gets solo fluxed. Bubble is there to try to keep him alive, not going to be able to do so. Lore does get traded though by Droneify. So 2 ultimates used to kill 1, and they're not even going to get more Foliage though with the Death Blossom. Is going to be able to pick up both supports with a follow-up as well. 3K for the Reaper in the back line. Carson the only one left, not going to be able to get anything else done. And that's going to be the hold right there for the Super Saiyans on 3rd point.
Definitely a holdable point, but not a full cap. So little information. I actually asked Altair before the season, "How is your tank?" And he said, "Pretty bad." He just lied
He's
to
honest,
me.
right? Well, yeah. I mean, look at the stats here. Altair 14 and 2. 11.3k damage. Carson just a little bit more damage, but other than that, the stats look fantastic here for the Sigma. I mean, really impressive. I'm a little shocked personally that Carson's not going to mirror. I mean, like this guy, when I think of Carson, I think of Sigma. Like that to me is like his best hero, and I feel like Sigma is so strong right now that to me it feels a little baffling that they wouldn't chose the mirror, but maybe it's more of like a team stylistic reason that it just doesn't fit with the way that the Spurt Syndromers want to play. They want to play a little faster, I suppose.
I can see that. The comp is definitely a lot fast on the Syndromer side. I can see Sigma really just getting run over. Oh, ooh, Altera's now on the Zarya.
Yeah, different look here. Zarya, Reaper, Mizuki here for the Super Saiyans. We'll see how this compares to their defense. I mean, obviously it's much faster comp to Sigma. You know, maybe a little harder when you're playing into these high grounds. So I imagine I'm just getting mobiles onto foliage. He played so well on that defense.
Indeed he did.
TP up here, bubble with foliage. The bubble gets bursted down a little faster than they thought. Both bubbles now used from Altair. Carson looking to punish this. So many punches. Suzu is there from Greg, but now Greg is going to be in a lot of trouble. Swag gets the kill onto that one. So it's a nice job recognizing there from the Spurt Syndromers that they had the opportunity, but Laura just trades it right back.
Laura just been shredding this lobby. Anyone is low, Laura is on it.
You're a lifesaver.
Yeah,
Laura
I mean, both
barely pick
DPS
on
here for the Super
Sojourn.
Saiyans are just having outstanding maps. Really, they're just finding picks, getting so much value with their ultimates here. Foliage just kind of distracting the backline. Dronacross has found his way into the back, does get killed immediately there. I think it was a little too early on that one. So now the Spurt Syndrome is just down one. They're probably just gonna have to give this next corner as well. Trying to one fight here. Lore already building this Bolo once again. First ult online. Carson though going super aggressive, trying to look for punches, but he's so low. Bolo in the back line doesn't quite hit anyone. Carson backs up into it a little bit, but a nice rail from Rebel and is gonna get the kill onto Lore. Kitsune rushing out from Swag. So the rest of the Spurt Syndrome is going to walk forward, look for more. Dronify does get the better of the Reaper duel in the side fight. And so it's a 5v3. Altair just trying to get out with their life, save this energy. They are going to be able to do so, and that is massive. They're coming up with full energy for this next fight.
Pokemon guy now. With the Mizuki. Probably gonna look to cage Alari.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, potentially, the Alari ult, probably not much else. It's actually just going to use it aggressively early here. It's actually both support ults for the Super Saiyans. Just using it right away. Rebel slid a different direction from the rest of his team, so he gets taken out first. We'll see if the re-engage from the Spurt Syndrome is going to happen. Yeah, Carson dropping in with his ult. Greg, Suzu forced, so Corgi's going to get in a free ult here. Does hit it onto Pokemon Guy, but the grab is there from Altair. Just going to be good enough to get the Cav over the line. 340 going into second point.
Yeah, it's a very close game, but something is just changing. It's weird. It's like the DPS line from on the side of the Super Saiyans is just killing a lot, and if you're dead, you can't do anything.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're getting really good ults, value from their ults here, right? Like every single ult fight feels like the Super Saiyans are winning. Spurt Syndrome is having some more success in the neutral, but with two ults in hand here, both DPS ults, you know, Lore is even get something going again. Yeah, sure
Down
enough.
to Lore.
TP from Keegan Swag does get the Ramatra shield, keep him up there. Bowl in hand. Still, the Spurt Syndrome is deciding to not really back up as much. And Drono Pride goes for the Death Blossom in the backline, kills both supports. Carson gonna follow up with this one. There was kind of a bait and switch there. I thought the Spurt Syndrome was gonna have to back up being down one, but it was actually a trap luring the Super Saiyans in for Drono Pride's Death Blossom, just wins them the fight.
I think you brought up a good point with the ults. Well, yeah, the ult bank, the ult usage buys us the Super Saiyans have been really solid. And with this Reaper Freya, you pretty much always have an ult ready.
Jonah Fried on the flank again. Playing the same position Foliage was. But Laura's actually caught him out. Does just win the trade though. So Jonah Fried are gonna get the kill before he goes down. 4v4 now. Chain out from Pokemon Guy, goes a little bit wide. Kitsune Rush first here from Keegs and Swag. Punching forward is Carson. Altair gets the Suzu, and Carson gonna keep this going with the Annihilation. Pokemon Guy in a lot of trouble, gonna go down. This Annihilation to follow up with this Kitsune Rush does do the trick to win the fight. And only a minute 30 left now for the attack. The Super Saiyans looking a little dicey here maybe.
Definitely. That's Cart. Not moving at all. Just pick up the Kiriko and even already begins again.
They have 5 ults. Super Saiyans have 5 ults just sitting on these 5 ults here.
Name of the game? Use as less ult as
OC
possible.
first here though. Foliage going with the Blossom manages to get them. I thought he was going to go down, but no support is there to keep Rebel or Drone Fried alive. So I thought it was going to be a much more expensive fight with 5 in hand, but it seems like Foliage's Blossom is all they're going to need. They're going to get the rest of these kills. Corgi trying not to stagger here. Maybe another touch, but with Carson dying last, it's going to be difficult.
Just like real life, the rich stay
And no
richer.
speed.
Some things never change.
Dronafry keeping in is going to be able to get the first touch. Nice chain though from Pokemon Guy. Shuts down the Reaper immediately. Now going in with this Sanctuary. Doesn't quite protect Altair from the sun, but the bubble should do enough to cleanse it away. Kitsune Rush invested by Greg just to secure the fight. And 139 is what the Super Saiyans have to get to that golden box of victory, only 60 meters away.
Indeed, indeed.
Beware the shadows.
Trying to get an early pick up before the fight even starts. I'm able to catch one though. Foliage is bubbled.
Yeah, Foliage needs to be careful here. An early pick would be disastrous. Altair with the grab in hand, just looking for any opportunity. Carson falling solo, 94% to the Annihilation. Can he get to it before he falls down? Grab catches 2 members as Carson goes in as well. Is going to pick up both. Carson now with the Annihilation. Last hope for the Super Saiyans. Does pick up one onto Greg. TP from TC should be able to keep him alive. And with the kills coming for the rest of the side of the fight, it's going to be the Super Saiyans who are going to win map 1.
Indeed, indeed. What a showing from both teams. Looked very close across the board in the neutral. I think we have ourselves a game.
Yeah, I think that map was super close as it came down to like a minute left on the clock there, and for the map pick of the Super Saiyans, right, you'd expect them maybe to have a slight advantage. So excited to see what comes for map 2, which we'll get to after a short little break. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch Clash continues after this.
Wait. Teagues had 20,000.
Simple arithmetic.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 11, Week number 1. Super Saiyans took Shambali Monastery, their map pick there, as we move over to King's Row, selected by the Spurt Syndromers. The Saiyans ban out the Ramatra, and the Syndromer is going to ban out this Freya in response. Mr. what do you feel about these bans?
I don't hate the Ram ban because a lot of people play Ram on KR, and the Freya is definitely a really good ban because Laura is just eating your team up last. That is.
Yeah, I definitely felt like Lore had crazy impact, just getting first picks seemingly every fight. And we did see Carson play only Ramatra there. I think both of these bans really fit for what these teams want to do. Altair, he ran both the Sigma and the Zarya, both tanks. Would rather probably not play into the Ramatra if possible on a map like King's Row, so I expect it's going to be more of the same for them. We are going to have some swaps here. We're going to have Jamal coming in for Rebel on the spot of this, on the side of the Spurt Syndromers. They're just running the same comp but swapping Jamal and Rebel. And on the other side, we are going to have Master Jedi coming in here for the Super Saiyans.
Definitely, what I am worried about with banning out the Freya is, does that mean Lure just plays Sojourn or Cass?
I believe Lore is on support.
Oh wow, he is. Never mind.
Yeah, so we also have so TC is actually the one that gets subbed out there, and Lore moves over to support. Master Jedi going to play the DPS, which honestly, when you look at it, right, with the Freya ban, it's like super smart here for the Super Saiyans, right? You're kind of dodging this Freya ban.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Freya ban is out now too, and you just play Freya every other map now.
Can I shoot out the window then swap? I don't know if there's any admins in here. I guess TC is an admin, but he's not. I don't know if he can really rule on this decision, right?
In my opinion, that sounds fair.
Yeah. As we are going to see a slight comp difference here, Dronerfied moving over to the May. That was banned away in map number 1. Jamal going to play his signature Bastion here that we saw so much over the last season. Just going to be a full Brawl comp as well. Keeping staying on this Kirka, but Corgi can go over to the Baptiste. Jamal going to be taken out early here by Master Jedi. And Dronerfied kind of got split up there as well. So both DPS down full, and the Spurt Syndromers have to try again.
That is unfortunate, I think. Unfortunate now to re-engage. There's only less than a minute off the clock though, so it's not the worst fight loss ever.
It was a fast fight.
Also want to point out Carson on his signature Sigma now.
Yes. Should be like Jamal swapping over to the Reaper, TP'd up to the high ground, just gonna get the Mega Pack, stay alive. The whole team of the Syndromers is actually rotated into this this side room, looking to take the high ground away from the Super Saiyans. Carson now walking up with Tronerfied once again, gonna get taken out here. So a lot of low health bars as well. And yeah, Corgi's just gonna fall. So both times the Syndromers have kind of tried to take this fight super slow. But they're just kind of maybe a little too slow on this rotate, I feel like.
Indeed. Right falls, but we'll swap them to Lucio instead. And but they should be back fast.
Yeah, it is an opportunity though. The Syndromers change up the strategy here. Just gonna go straight to the point. Flux though already from Altair does catch on to 2. Block gonna be available, but it's actually Corgi and Spike who fall first. The backline foliage plus Lore just doing enough to get those kills. 2 minutes already off the clock here for the Syndromers, and this is not looking great.
Indeed, that's 2 fight losses down, and that's been 2 minutes off the clock as well. I think, yeah, it's a scary I think we've all been there. That scary feeling of, what if we don't cap?
Yeah, don't want to get full health.
At a minute 30, that's when it really starts hitting
Yeah.
the fear.
They have some ult to work with though. Carson, Flux in hand. Keegan Swag does have the Kitsune Rush. So, you know, hopefully this is what they need. Get across the line. They're going to take the rotate again. Are going to be able to do so successfully this time with no one falling down. It's actually a counter rotate. Look at how far away the Super Saiyans are playing, but Foliage, he's not with the rest of his team. He's in the back line, does get the assassination onto Corgi, and Keegan's like falling as well. You know, nobody really saw the Reaper there. Gets the kill despite the lamp and the Suzu being online. And so now only 50 seconds left. Jamal gets staggered slightly here. He's going to catch the wave with Drone of Ride. And only the Death Blossom used as well on the side of the Saiyans.
Yeah, the overclock will come up huge on the side angle. The Kitsune Rush, always a good ult to have in the back pocket.
Now they're taking this rotate through Hotel. Jamal gets caught on the side. It is going to have the Raid to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but nowhere really to go. Master Jedi does get taken out of the overclock there, and Drone of Ride with this Blizzard on point should allow the Spurt Syndromers to stable up here a little bit. Rock goes a little wide from Carson, but he has the Flux, does hit it onto Altair. Beat up from Greg though, just to keep the Sigma alive for a little bit longer. Not enough to keep him alive for the whole fight though. Carson so low, does get taken out by Greg. So maybe Super Saiyan's not quite done in this fight yet. Corgi gonna fall down. And Jamal with the Death Blossom, last chance. Not gonna be able to get it done, and it is gonna be the full hold for the Super Saiyans.
That was a really good pick from Greg onto the, I think it was Greg onto the tank.
Yeah.
Called just complete fight swap. That felt, once that tank goes down, your odds of winning go up by so much.
Initiating match.
A huge play there by the Lucio. You know, it's been a minute since we've seen Greg on this support. He played it for pretty much the entirety of the Cats and Hats season back in Season 9. And that season didn't quite go the way that he wanted it. So perhaps maybe some redemption here in Season 11 on this support.
I spoke to him before the draft, and he said, I don't want to play tank. Help me, and I said, then don't play tank. He appears to be listening to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's going well so far here through the first two maps of this series. It's gonna be one swap here. Corgi going over to this Mizuki. Maybe just to stop the aggression, perhaps, of the Super Saiyans. You know, they have 60%, so the fight, it's not an unwinnable game, but definitely going to be an uphill battle.
Definitely will.
Huge swap here for the Super Saiyans. Altair going over to the Hazard. Saw this a little bit in the Match Time Dreamers game. Danny Mac looks so good on this Hazard. We'll see if Altair can look the same. Just brawling Jamal here on the side. Wraithform is there. Should be able to get away with his life here.
Kind of poking out with his right click, just trying to live.
Yeah, Altair is just taking this high ground in the back. Nice rock onto Carson. Jamal has found his way. He's kind of separated here from the rest of his team. He's going to go down. Altair, though, 60 HP. Just quite gets to that Mega Pack, though. The chase here from the Syndromers. Carson in the room. They want to brawl this one out as much as they can. But maybe it's Carson the one that's in trouble. He was looking for kills, but maybe he's the one that's up for dinner here. Not quite, though. Is going to get the brawls out. Three members on point here for the Super Saiyans, looking for a cheeky little tick there. Not going to be able to quite get it. And so, 1 minute down. No ticks given up here. So far, so good for the Syndromers.
Indeed, indeed. You have to keep in mind that not even less than 2 ticks are needed. So 1 tick will be a majority of the percentage locked in.
Yeah, and even though it's only been a minute and a half, Carson already has this Flux built up here. You know, usually it's Laura the one that's getting these quick ultimates, but instead Carson might look for a really quick fight here with this Flux, maybe walking through the front. Rock not quite gonna connect, 70 HP on the Sigma, just trying to survive through this one, still 100 health. Now Altair looking for the jump in, is gonna get solo fluxed here, and even though Corgi goes down, they do get the 1 kill. Still though, another trade onto Dronafried, Swag going with this Kitsune Rush, trying to keep this fight going, is going to get 1 kill onto Foliage, and Carson picking up another. Jamal does go down, and Laura does get the trade here with the kunai. I believe it's only Carson on point. Greg has the beat. Carson solo shift, not going to be enough. Dronafried and Corgi back with ultimates here. And it's an early ult from Altair, just trying to make sure they don't get this touch. Sanctuary on point now for Corgi. Not going to be able to live much more through this one. Freeze on point is going to catch Altair. The tank is going to go down. Block Carson back on the Doomfist, looking for Lore. Punch onto Kiriko, not quite able to get the kill. And it is going to be the Super Saiyan securing the cap, getting a 2-0 lead in the series.
Yeah,
Play
looks
of the game.
Super Saiyan looks so good. It hasn't. It's been a lot of players. It hasn't always been Foliage or Greg or Master Jedi. They've looked as a team solid, like a solid team, no matter who's popping off.
Yeah, but for now, we're going to go to a short little break, give the Spurt Syndromers some time here to recover, maybe get some plans to how they can come back into this series. More Aurora Overwatch Clash after this. Don't go anywhere.
These beats are the purest. Prove it. beats are the purest. Prove it.
One. Welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 11, Week Number 1. The Super Saiyans, after the first 2 maps, have taken a 2-0 lead in the series. The Spurt Syndromers have taken us to Suravasa to try to get their hopes of a reverse sweep. They will also ban out the Hazard after the Super Saiyans banned Mizuki first.
Yeah, and I think this is a interesting pick from these Sinjimers. They've been playing a lot of, I guess, Ram. Okay, maybe the Ram, but other than that, a lot of their picks have felt more like a be more better pick for a escort.
Mhm.
Like getting
As
Carson
we're
back on
gonna
the
start
Sigma
in the
and
map
stuff.
here. We do have some swaps. Rebel gonna come back in for the Spurt Syndromers, and the Super Saiyans just gonna continue with the same comp that they used on King's Row.
Things I'm seeing is might be fake, but the Super Saiyans are on what could be considered a double flex comp. I don't know what Xion is really.
I mean, the thing is, we've seen Xion played as a both a flex support and not a flex support, a flex DPS and a hitscan DPS. Definitely some pro teams running like Reaper Xion style comps. We've also seen Xion Tracer be very popular. So this isn't like a crazy out there comp, but it definitely isn't the norm, I would say. But always exciting to see the new hero, right?
Yeah. The bringing in period is going to be a little bit longer. It's a lot longer than you think, so you don't know yet. Wall is already used by Drona Fried.
Yeah, and they just get the cap. I mean, the Spurt Syndromers have just managed to steal away the cap here for kind of nothing. Carson a little bit low, but should be able to just get healed up here. Corgi takes a lot of that execute, and Greg is just going to get the follow-up Lucio diff here to start the map. And even though the first cap came through for the Spurt Syndromers, Super Saiyan's going to get this cap right back.
May. Yeah, but the... Fuck. Sorry. The ult bank's looking not bad on both sides. I mean, a little bit more to the side of Super Saiyans, but still not bad.
Foliage on this crazy flank here in the back. Kind of in the spawn room, like the second up forward spawn room, hanging out. He's kind of moved his way over to point. Just kind of fighting here with Rebel, looking for the kills, not gonna be able to get them, and has to just rate the way back to point. It's actually Rebel who gets the first pick over onto Master Jedi. So, 1-for-1 trade here as Carson, so low, 50 HP, just trying to block slop his way out of this one. Foliage goes for a really aggressive Death Blossom, dies in it, but he does manage to set up the low health bars for Altair to clean up here. 3k and 90+%. That's just going to be the first point already for the Super Saiyans.
As a player, this is when it starts to get real. You're now 2 points away from losing the map. And that's gonna hurt.
I mean, ult situation looking pretty good though for the Syndromers, coming up on close to 5 ultimates. Rebel, the only one a little bit further away on this Sojourn Overclock. But everything else in hand, it's going to be the beat in response as well as the Blizzard. I don't think anyone is frozen out. There was a Suzu there to make sure Altair didn't quite get frozen from that one. We're going to have, following up with this Annihilation, Carson without the Annihilation though is just going to get the kill. Now uses it to stay alive. 130 HP. He's going to go down to Foliage. You got 2k in the fight, looking for more. Onto Corgi. Oh, Dire Triggers. There we go. Dire Triggers gets the job done. And first cap going the way of Super Saiyans.
This will come down to the most likely a Xian ult versus a explosion ult here. One of us come up big in terms of fight.
Yeah, we'll
that
see.
kinda
Maybe
routine.
this longer sightline here and a more coast angle could favor this overclock. Going with it early here. Carson falling really low to start. You know, it was a really good job of just LOSing this Ocean ult. Rebels not have many targets. Altair, though, just kind of stays a little too long. But Master Jedi, the spree is even better than the overclock. Who cares if your Mantra goes down first? The Xion will get the job done. 60% already. Last fight for the second point.
Indeed. The Xian looking to fight early. Defending my both cooldowns. With this percentage on the point, I would not mind to flip the way of the Syndromers.
Now we'll see, though. Not many ults here for both teams. Boop trying to get Rebel off the map. The Suzu is there, keep him alive. Altair falling really low, but a good time beat here from Greg to make sure everyone on the team stays nice and healthy. Carson gonna fall down. Does get traded for foliage, but somebody needs to touch the point. We're not gonna touch the point. Cap goes the way of the Super Saiyans. Oh no, no. 4v4. They can't get on the point. And it's match point already for the Super Saiyans.
This is now not only a reverse sweep Saravasa, but also a reverse sweep for the entire series.
I've seen it before. I've seen it before.
We have seen it
Possible.
before.
But it's going to be challenging. They do have a slight advantage here with this beat. Both Kitsune rushes used and Corgi using the beat super early, but Carson doesn't get it. He was behind the Ramatra shield, didn't get the beat from Corgi, and that's all that they're gonna need. Corgi's so low, trying to run away, maybe looking for some kills. Altair gonna clean it up. And a huge mistake there by kind of both members of the Spurt Syndromers, and even though they had the beat advantage, they're still losing the fight. And now it's looking really desperate.
Not so fast.
Altair going with Nemesis form here. Not Nemesis form. Yeah, it is. And just punching down Carson, that's just crazy. He just walks over the Orisa. It's supposed to be a tank that's unkillable, but it seems like this first Syndromers are very killable. Dronafright's gonna get his one. Huge mistake actually by Altair dying there. That could be a big problem. But last fight now. 3 ults in hand for the Spurt Syndromers. 2 inside of the Super Saiyans, but Altair so far away from the point, so if the Spurt Syndromers go fast here, they're going to have a 4v5 advantage on point. Seems like the Super Saiyans are just going to give this one up for now. Foliage in the background, Carson, Terror Surge in hand. What can he get done with this one? Can he keep his team in the series? Dronafry going for the Death Blossom first, not going to be able to get anything out of it. Altair using this Annihilation into the backline, picks up 1, picks up 2, and that's just going to be it. It was, the first map made us have a little hope for the series, but the Super Saiyans just going to close this one out in 3. Very dominant in those last 2 maps. And starting off the season with a strong, strong win.
What do you want for MVP here?
Oh, it's so difficult. Because I feel like there were so many players for the... so many players that played so well. Who do you want to give it to? Let's just
I'm between Greg, Master Jedi, or Altair.
We can give it to Greg. I'm okay with Greg.
I'll give back. He gave me 1. I'll give him 1. I'll give back to him.
Yeah,
Give
right.
it to Greg.
All right. So Greg is the MVP for the Super Saiyans here. We'll see if we can drag him in here for an interview.
You could probably just ping him.
Yes. He's surprised.
He just typed "oh" because you couldn't see it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Greg. Congratulations on your victory and your match MVP. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. TC let me play Lucio.
Fun hero.
I like that guy. I think
do,
he's
do.
really fun and really cool.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be in Kiriko jail a lot.
Not gonna be in Kiriko jail.
I'm not gonna be in Kiriko jail, dude. I'm saved. I'm in Lucio.
Yeah, I mean, so just talk to me about your team here. You know, going into the season, you kind of played all three roles in Aurora. So your first season, you're playing DPS, then you went over to support in the Cats and Hats last season, playing tank, and now you've kind of opened yourself up to play all roles. And here you are back on support. How do you feel about that?
I was kind of surprised that someone took me for support because I do not think that my Cats and Hats season should have moved anyone for any reason. But if TC believes in me and wants me to be on the silly frog character, then I believe in TC and I believe in his vision. So
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the straight facts, the Cats and Hats was one of, I mean, it was probably your worst season, right? Just statistically, you got the least wins out of any of your teams on the Cats and
um
Hats, right?
the Mulch Maxers were actually even worse when I
I
was on
know, no, you
Hitscan.
guys had like 2 wins on that season, right?
We had 2 wins, but one of them was against Koi Dragons had no Dire and no Ringer for Dire, so they were just like 300 SR below cap.
Ah, it's
And then
details. Don't
our
have to worry about it.
and then our other win was against Rohirrim, but we both agreed to troll the whole match, so I played Roadhog the whole time. So yeah, we were the worst team in the league that season. We at least the Cats and Hats had strays at least. So we
Yeah.
had one win going for us.
Yeah. I guess we're talking about this season here. On a new team, you have Altair as the tank here. You just any thoughts about your team in general? How you guys are you think you're gonna do this season?
We shoot our guns. Yeah, crazy fact about Overwatch, when you shoot the other team, they die. And we got shooters. So people are dying.
Hmm.
And it just works.
This is a little
Uh
known fact, I think, actually.
yeah,
Not a
no,
lot of
like
people know this one.
there's just like a bunch of mechanics demons on our team. So I think that like it just works out because like it's in a draft league. Like if you have a bunch of mechanics demons, you can just kind of out aim people and just like out mechanics your way to a lot of wins. And I think we're gonna be able to just like kill people faster than they expect.
Yeah. You have any questions, Minzo?
Um, I have one. I'll ask before then.
Okay.
Or actually, no. Let's do a Classico and I'll ask one more after.
No,
Discussion
no,
this
no,
one.
no, no. You gotta end with El Clasico. You can't do El Clasico before. That's no
Okay.
point.
If you could give, oh, I normally ask this after, but if you could give MP to someone on the enemy team, who would it be?
It's Carson. That's just the mandated factory correct answer. It's Carson.
Mandated
Arson
factor
is
correct. It's funny. I've never
Arson
heard a
is
response to MVP being like it is mandated. It has to go to this person.
No, I mean, um, yeah, no, our whole game plan was built around just like not letting Carson solo carry the lobby. Because we all think that guy's really good at the game. Um, so like I was expecting him to put up a really good showing. I think he did put up a really good showing, especially on Shambali. He was doing crazy work. Uh, but like we game planned hard to like not let Carson take over the lobby. I think that game plan worked, but like just out of I feel like he has to be their MVP, or at least I'm expecting him to be their MVP for the season because that guy scares me.
Sure.
yeah, fair.
And then I guess we can end off with El Clasico. So if you can give MVP to anyone else on your team, who would it be and why?
I want to shout out Laurer. I'm gonna shout out Laurer for taking me out of Kiriko jail. I really appreciate that. That meant a lot to me. He let me play. We didn't have Laurer at our scrim that we did, so I played Kiriko like the whole scrim block. But then we have Laurer. We had Laurer today, and when Laurer's here, like I get Lucio maps. So I love Laurer for that. Laura's also got a crazy Freya on him. Was doing really good work on Shambali, but then like that Kiriko on map 2 was like really really good.
Yeah. Shout out to Laura for that one. But that's all we have here. Thank you, Greg, for joining us for the interview. And once again, congratulations on your first win of the season.
Thank you, thank you. Have a nice night, y'all.
You too.
That's going to be it for us here on the Prod. Super Saiyans get the 3-0 victory over the Spurt Syndromers, who, maybe it's not the start of the season they wanted, but they showed some flashes, and hopefully they can improve as the season goes on. We're going to have a lot of games for you guys tomorrow. I think there's at least 5 of them scheduled, so hopefully we can get a few of those prodded. I know I'll be doing at least one of them, maybe 2, depending on the timings. So just keep your eyes peeled for announcements for that. But for now, I've been Nave for Mistletoe. Stay safe and have a good night.